we have had frosty nights, 3 of them, and of course our apricot tree is in bloom. The flowers are burned by frost. You can see they are kinda yellow/brown, and that's not a good sign. And the next night that's coming will be the frostiest, around maybe even -5 degrees Celsius. That is not good at all for apricots, so it looks like there will be no harvest this year. It's normal to have frosty nights and mornings in April, and you never know, the apricots are in bloom at this time of the year, so yeah, maybe those ones that are high up will survive because it's the frostiest near the ground, and yeah, we'll see.
Last year we bought this little greenhouse. We had it originally somewhere else on the main garden beds, but it wasn't ready for it. So I prepared a new garden bed here. I put a lot of grass clippings here to kill the grass beyond below.
Under it.
And so now we have a new garden bed here. And I put the greenhouse on it, and I planted just a few radishes here for now, just to have something quick while we are waiting for warmer weather. And then in May, or by the end of May, when it shouldn't freeze anymore, I will put peppers inside. They like really warm weather, and last year they were quite late because the summer was colder than usual. So I want to see if this helps and if we will have peppers earlier in the year, and more of them hopefully.
Yeah, but first we are waiting for radishes.
Yeah, radishes just to use the space because they grow quickly, like you can have radishes in a month or something. And now we are in April, so you know, just to use the opportunity.
Yes, and radishes don't mind the frosts or cold weather in general, right?
Yeah, but they should grow faster in here, so that's the idea. Our garlic is growing quite quickly. These are already quite high. Last year we didn't have a very good harvest, but the year before we had a lot of garlics from here, so I returned them on these garden beds, even though we are not supposed to come back after 2 years already, but we'll see. Hopefully we will have a nice harvest this time.
We were showing you our very big forsythia, the main one, and I was propagating it. I was digging a lot because the branches, like, they go into the soil and they take roots there, and then you have many new forsythias. So they are here now, some of them. 3 at this point. I love the combination of the yellow flowers and these pink hyacinths. It looks great, I think.
And also the cherry behind.
Yes, yes. Oh my god, it's so pretty here. I love it. So here there were dead little shrubs. They were over completely, so not everything survives. So now there are these forsythias and they should be stronger, and I love that they are big already, so that's great. And for free we can propagate our own shrubs. And there are 2 more here, so I love that as well. Just randomly here by our future forest. This will be a birch corner, and there a bigger forest and everything, but it takes time. So this brings a bit of color in spring into this area. I'm going to try to take one more part of this big forsythia. It has taken roots here and everywhere, but this is what I have in mind. It's not easy to dig here, but hopefully I will be successful, and I want to transplant this elsewhere. So I have to dig around it everywhere from all directions to make it loose. I also need to cut the cord from the mother, which is this one, I think. So there is always a branch. It goes down like into the soil and it takes roots there, and then new plants shoot up. It's not easy to separate all the roots and everything. I will also damage them a bit, but they are strong, so it should be okay. Maybe I should have taken a smaller chunk of the shrub. Yeah, but now this is free, so let me take this. Wow! Oh my god, it's so heavy. Jesus. Yay! Oh my god. And let's transplant this into the back of the garden. So I'm going to plant it here next to these ones. It will be like a row of forsythia. That should be very nice. So I need to start digging, probably here. Yeah, and let's do this. It has to be quite a big hole. Maybe it looks like nothing on camera, but it's not easy to dig such a hole. It's quite a big one, I have to say. And let's put the forsythia in. Wow, okay. The hole is maybe too big. I was too ambitious, but that's not a problem at all. I need to make this grow up. And yeah, let's put the soil back in. Okay, let's water this thoroughly so the soil settles down. And I think we are done here. I will take the remaining soil back and fill the original hole by the big forsythia. And yeah, I'm so glad this went not fast, but it was an okay process. And now we have more forsythia shrubs here in the back of the garden. Yay! It's such a beautiful day today. The weather is great. It's sunny, we can see blue skies, and it's warm. There is almost no wind or just a light wind. And look, the fruit trees in our yard are in bloom. This plum tree is totally in bloom. This sour cherry is coming, so it will be soon, but not yet. But it looks great, and I always love the time when dandelions show up because they are so bright and pretty and they bring joy. I don't know, it's joy to me.
To bees as well.
Yes, and I can hear the buzzing everywhere, and
Busy bees.
we can also relax for
Like
a
this?
bit. So that's very nice. And look here, the tulips. I wanted to show you this one, very, very pretty. They come and go, so there is never a big amount, but here, for example, we can see more are prepared, and it's a gradual process, so that's very nice. And yeah, that's how it is here in our yard.
Right now we have a lot of daffodils flowering here and some tulips, not many, there should be more, but I don't know if they are coming up or not. Maybe they were eaten by voles, or maybe the couch grass is taking over because we didn't really do anything with this. But I see more flowers are coming and getting ready, so maybe it will be tulips time later.
That sounds reassuring. But the ones that are here, they are so beautiful.
Yeah.
I love the colors. So pretty. Yay.
And the daffodils are propagating a lot because you can see there are so many of them already growing from each of them, each of the places.
That's great. We want that.
Yeah. Hyacinths are over. You can see the colors are fading. There are still a few. These ones were late, so they are flowering now, but some of them are already completely over.
Yeah.
But those were beautiful. I loved seeing them again. The wild cherry is in full bloom, and every year it's like the dominating tree because it's so big and it has so many flowers. It's really beautiful. I can hear bees buzzing all the way from here because there are so many of them there.
Yes.
And all the other trees are starting to bloom as well. There's a pear tree here. Our cherries that we planted several years ago are already quite big and provide a lot of fruits. This one is April plum, which we had for the first time last year, like 10 fruits, and now we already have hundreds of flowers. So
yeah.
I don't know how the tree will be able to handle it.
It's totally covered with flowers. Flowers are everywhere.
Yeah.
But it's been blooming for some time, so they are kinda fading, these ones.
Yeah, but amazing.
Yeah.
Apple trees are not yet blooming. Those are the last ones, right? From fruit trees.
Usually.
So those are getting ready, but not quite yet. Maybe in a couple of weeks.
But that's very good with apple trees. They are smart. This day is the last one of the warm ones. Tomorrow another cold front is coming, and then we'll be in the colder air again for a week or so. So there will be again risk of morning frosts and everything. So all the fruit trees are always in danger during these times in spring. That's normal. So it's great that the apple trees are late. They are kinda like a later fruit tree to bloom, so they are safer in that regard.
We've always had apples every year.
Yes, always so many apples. This is waiting for me. I need to burn this various stuff from last year and from pruning trees and stuff. But we are coming to this decorative palm tree. This one is always so pretty as well. There are pink flowers and yeah, it's really decorative, so that's very nice. Every year the crown of the tree is bigger and it's just wow.
We always look forward to tasting something new that we haven't had before, but after several years of being here, most of the stuff has already provided fruit, so we are running out of things to try. But we haven't had this one yet. It's what we would call in Czech like a sweet sour cherry, which probably doesn't make sense in English. But last year it had like 1 or 2 fruits and they were eaten by birds, but this year it has a lot of flowers, and the second one next to it is not flowering yet, but it has a few flowers getting ready as well. There are some buds. So we are hoping that maybe this year we'll be able to taste them for the first time.
Yeah, but it needs to survive the morning frosts.
Yeah, we'll see. And right next to the sweet sour cherries we have this. That's another thing we haven't tasted yet. And maybe more of you will be familiar with it because we have it thanks to someone who commented on our video like 5 years ago. These are choke cherries, which are not native in Europe. They are from North America. We have a different, similar species that is not edible. So based on the name choke cherries, it will probably not be very delicious, but we are curious to try it when we can. And it has a lot of flowers. So maybe this year will be the time to taste it.
Okay, that would be cool if there were fruits this year.
Blackthorns couldn't have more flowers even if they tried. There's no more space for flowers because they are literally everywhere. It looks really, really amazing. It's not a delicacy exactly. You don't eat them raw, but you can make jam or liquor out of it or something. But for us it's mostly decorative, and for bees there are again many of them here everywhere. I can hear them and see them, and it's natural. It's very local and in the area, so it belongs here.
Yeah, they grow in big amounts here in the countryside, and they can create quite a wall, so they are good for a hedge. Like we have them here in our natural mixed hedge, so yeah.
They often grow along paths in the fields, together with wild roses, for example.
I like these grape hyacinths. I transplanted them here 2 days ago. They grow mostly in front of our house, like in the street, but I wanted to have some here in the back of the garden. And this is a spot where the grass grows slower in spring. So, because these spring flowers often they blossom, then they have leaves, like a lot of leaves. And then after some time the leaves disappear and they are done. They rest again in the soil, the plant. And you can mow here then and everything. You don't have to worry about them. So that's nice.
Here we have some more trees that we planted a couple of years ago. They are all plum-like, but not plums. But
Yeah.
they're from the plum family. This one is a green gage. We already have one oat tree with green gages, but this one also has so many flowers. I am curious to see how many fruits there will be on it.
How is it so full of flowers? That's amazing.
This one is, we call them like something like mirabelles. Mirabelle plums, I think in English maybe. I don't know if you know them. Looks like they should have a lot of fruits as well this year. Last year they had a couple maybe, but they are getting ready. They should have a lot of flowers. And this one we've never had either, so that's another thing we are looking forward to. Again, plum related. It doesn't even have a name in English, so I have no idea what to call it. It'll be, I don't know, something similar to plums.
A pin.
Yeah.
Literal translation
Pins.
from English to
Spendlíky.
Czech, or from Czech to English. Spendlíky, yes. And it's so full of flowers.
Uh-huh. And it hasn't flowered before, I think.
So
There's a ladybug
that's
here.
cool. Where?
Maybe aphids are coming.
This is our small apricot tree, a second one. We have a main big one elsewhere, and yeah, the flowers are mostly frozen. There were frosts already, but that's not why we are here. Tommy was mentioning aphids, and that could be a big problem for small trees. So every spring we have to put these sticky tapes here and here as well. Not because of the aphids, the sticky tapes, but because of ants. It works very interestingly. The ants, like, they carry the aphids up here in the tree, and then the aphids, like, they suck on the sap of the tree. Hopefully that's the right term, like the juice of the tree that's in the tree, and that can weaken the tree very much. And yeah, that's why it's a problem for small trees. The ants, like, they milk the aphids for sweet nectar or something, like little cows, and it's a very interesting process, but it can be dangerous to small trees. That's why we need to protect them. And ladybugs, they love aphids, not like they are not friends. Ladybugs hunt for aphids, they eat them, it's a delicacy for them. That's why it's great to have a lot of ladybugs in the garden, because then the aphids are in danger, which we want. And yeah, there is always something. It's so great to observe all these relationships in the garden. And I also love how the Saskatoon berries are in bloom. They look delicate, the flowers, smaller or thinner than on the fruit trees, but it's still very pretty, and it looks very promising for the future harvest.